I'm Adam Newbold, and I'm a special operator, U.S. Navy SEAL, and also an intelligence specialist.
I see. So the first question is, how did you decide to become a Navy SEAL? How does your career compare to what you had in mind in the first place?
When I was a very young boy, wanted to do the most difficult thing I could think of, and a friend of mine told me about the SEALs. And I researched about them, and just since I was 10 years old, that's what I wanted to do. As far as how it compared to what I thought it would be, it was everything and has been everything I thought it would be and a lot more. I couldn't have imagined some of the things I had the pleasure of doing and the type of people I got to work with. Just amazing men.
I see. Could you tell us a little bit about some of the missions that you participated in and the places those missions took place?
I can't tell you too much.
No, of course.
All over the world, and the missions would range from reconnaissance, getting eyes on a target, to hostage rescue, to direct action type missions where we have to go in and take down a high-value target. Really, the missions that SEALs do are so varied, and the scope of their capabilities are so wide. It just comes down to what's needed, and oftentimes we're the force that could potentially do it, and so if we're tasked with it, then we do it. Anything.
What countries did you have your operations?
All around the world. I personally haven't spent much time in the Orient, but other than that, a lot of time in the.
But other than that, all over the world.
All over the world.
Okay.
Yeah. And when we come to Europe, then our jobs would be more training with our allies and stuff. Supporting exercises that they have going on, but yeah.
So, next question: what was the hardest and what was the most dangerous thing you had to do? I mean, it's all dangerous, but you know.
There isn't a most dangerous. It is all dangerous, and even training. You train as realistically as you possibly can. You train as close to war-like as you can, without getting killed. But sometimes guys do die in training, and that's how dangerous it is. So
they die in training?
Sure. Guys die in training, and we certainly don't want that to happen, but it occurs. And until 9/11, though we were quite busy before then, when the World Trade Center's buildings came down, we probably lost quite a few more guys in training than we did in conflict. Now, the operation tempo since 9/11 has been non-stop, and we've lost many guys, unfortunately, involved in conflict. But every day you make it through is a good day. The SEAL teams.
Are there times of joy and satisfaction in your line of duty?
Yeah. Even when you're completely miserable, there's joy and satisfaction, because there's satisfaction in knowing as a human being that, or feeling that what you're doing is important, and also feeling that there are few people in the world that would do what you're doing, or even could do what you're doing. So there's a lot of satisfaction in that. It makes you feel special, I guess.
Yeah,
sometimes. They
mentioned yesterday that you were part of the group that took down Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I was not on that team, and I wasn't on that mission. Okay. But I was a part of that team before. Absolutely.
I see. Could you tell us a little bit about your role in the whole situation?
Supporting, we tracked Osama bin Laden for, until we got him. I mean, he was number one, mission number one. But we had all kinds of other high-valued targets that we would go after as well. So, I supported those efforts, and largely over in Afghanistan and Pakistan, when we could go into Pakistan, I guess. And then that's where that team would have been, yeah.
I see. One of your colleagues, the one that I believe that took down Osama, talked about that mission after he retired. What did you think of your colleagues, talking and giving away that information?
Well, it's sometimes frowned upon. Me talking right now, I'm trying very hard to talk.
I know.
As myself, and I happen to, being a SEAL is one of the things that I did. But I'm not speaking for the SEAL teams. I'm not trying to ride the wave of being a SEAL. It's just that's one of the many things that I've done in my life. Rob is a very good friend of mine, and though some people are upset that he came out and is talking about that mission, and there's some controversy as to guys that were involved have different perspectives or maybe a different side of the story, their own side of the story. And however, I think that's a very important part of history. And I think it's a bigger thing than our silent professionalism or the brotherhood. I think that people want to know and deserve to know about that history. That's my personal opinion. I don't know that my commanders would share that opinion. But I went through training with Rob. We started SEAL training together, and he's a great guy. Yeah, he's funny. He's a good guy. I'm jealous that he got to take down Osama bin Laden. Every SEAL would want to be the one that took down that guy.
So, do you believe that war these days is unorthodox? Do you feel that only teams such as yours are the way to bring results?
No, I don't feel that only teams like ours are the way to bring results. We are expressly suited for certain types of conflict and certain types of war, or parts of that, but we're a small part, in the giant machine of allies and partner nations and our other military forces. We're just one component that does a special job.
So we read on your biography that you were registered as a SEAL Reserve. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That means that you have to go back on duty if they call you, right?
It does.
Under what circumstances?
I'm retiring now, so I will be inactive reserve, and the circumstances that I would get called back would be if World War III breaks out, and then we're basically all at war. Then I would certainly get a call, but other than that, I have to do something new.
Yeah. So a pretty important question after we watched the documentary, which was very thought-provoking. Your eyes only could tell us a lot of things. I mean, it was very impactful. I need your thoughts on the drug problem being even in small towns, such as you said these days. Could you share some more of your thoughts? How much has the problem worsened? And after all, do you feel that you made a difference?
This is why I am proud to be a part of this, and why I agreed to be involved in this project, is because I see now that I've gone back home, the detriment to our society, and in a very large way. I mean, it's an epidemic, and I have friends who have lost brothers and cousins, and I've lost friends because of drug use. Do I think that we've made a difference? Yes, I do. I do think we've made a difference. I don't think that what we've done has been enough. I think that the problem requires pressure from multiple angles. I think that drug cartels, they know what the product that they are producing and shipping does to people, to homes, to families, to individuals. So I don't think that they're that great of a person. They're making a lot of money off of other people's demise. But I don't think that just fighting the war on drugs, in my personal opinion, the way that I would do it as a SEAL is the only way, and maybe not even the best way, to fight the war on drugs. For me, I think it starts at a young age, and society we should be teaching our children other ways to get high on life instead of drug use. There's a lot to do in the world, and some pretty cool things that you can do in your lifetime.
Do you have any regrets? Regarding your career as a Navy SEAL and the choices you made?
Sure, I think any human being probably has regrets. Things that you wish you had done differently, and I have plenty. But if I look at it in its totality, I'm extremely proud, and I feel blessed and privileged to have been a part of something so exceptional. Have been able to work with the people that I've had the privilege of working with. Some great folks. Yeah.
Great. I have one last question, much lighter.
Okay.
Have you played Wildlands and or similar games? And how close is it to reality or in terms of authenticity?
So I haven't played Wildlands, and I haven't played a lot of other games, but I've played some. And what is amazing to me is it's fascinating to me, the realism that we're starting to find in some of these games. And technology is scary, but it's it's fascinating at the same time. So I would expect that this game is going to be a top-notch production, and I'm quite interested to see, to play it a little bit.